Jim, what did you think of the team's performance tonight and earning a bounce-back win that was so big in the standings?
Yeah, I thought overall it's a good performance. I think we still would have liked to see a few more go in the back of the net and convert on a couple more chances and have a stress-free final 15 minutes. But at the same time, I didn't feel that they offered too much in the second half. I actually thought they were more dangerous in the transition moments in the first half. And there's probably something to be said about the accumulation of possession and territory that stifled them a little bit and hurt their energy levels in transition moments when in the few moments they had. So I thought in terms of control, where the game was played, very, very good. Still created good chances. Lots of set pieces that we still need to get better on and give ourselves more opportunities in those moments. But again, ultimately, whenever you're coming off a loss like the one we did, the most important thing was to respond with a win. Nice to do it convincingly, despite just the one goal. So very, very happy.
What was supposed to happen on that corner kick that led to the goal?
Got to be careful how much I give away. He wasn't supposed to be there, that's for sure. He was supposed to come and receive it short. We'd worked on a few things and wanted to change a few things just because we've been a little underwhelmed in probably the last 3 or 4 games with what our productivity and capacity to create chances off corners has been. But like I said to you before, there's some chance involved in this game and he didn't know what he was supposed to do, and thankfully the ball fell to him in a spot he wasn't supposed to be stood in. So that little bit of luck went our way, but in all fairness and with respect to ODU, I don't think it was a lucky win by any stretch. So very happy to come out here by hook or by crook with the way we scored the goal with the win.
To get it when you got it with less than 2 minutes left in the half, and you probably felt like you should already have 1 or 2 at that point. But how much did that kind of just change the overall mood at halftime?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Statham made some good saves midway through the first half earlier on in the game that obviously kept it at 0-0, and then whenever a game's like that and you have that interval coming up at half-time, it gives them an opportunity to regroup and to, if you like, reinforce that what they're doing is working. And regardless of what my message is, there'll be that little element of doubt in the back of their mind that is what we're doing working, and should we have already taken some of the chances. So it was a huge moment in the game for us to score, and obviously the nature of how the second half played out probably did enough to continue to help our momentum and stifle theirs.
Dan, I think that's 7 clean sheets now for you guys this year. You've talked a lot about the depth. That's really been on display with your back line over the last few weeks with Carlos out.
Yeah, for sure. And we had some really, really difficult decisions going into Georgia State. Dante deserved to play, Skarks deserved to play, Tristan deserved to play, and I could only pick 2 of them. So they responded well to that and have taken that on board. I'm happy to say that it feels like the bar has risen as far as what the quality of performance needs to look like in order to kind of keep your place and to make sure that someone else doesn't get a chance. So credit to Skarks today coming back in and obviously doing well enough to get an interview with you guys. So very, very pleased for him. And then with respect, I think other than a couple of transition moments and maybe a kick save from Mark, I felt we kept him pretty quiet.
You mentioned ODU's transition and heard you calling several times in the second half transition.
Mm-hmm.
What are the most important things you've got to do that you want to do? Because obviously you still want to press her and put that on when the ball's in the set.
Well, that's a big part of it is the capacity to stop it at the source and limit space. It's a brave way to do things, but we actually want the back line to be even higher and to control space in front. I think when you're too disconnected from your midfield line and players start to think about us scoring goals, if our back line is stood on the halfway line, that void of space that's left in the middle is an opportunity for them to start to gather speed and run downhill on us. So it's this balance that you have to strike with controlling that space by being brave enough to step forward on for the understanding that creates more room behind us as well. So then it's how do you manage the forward, how do you recognise what space he's trying to run into. The key factor there is often when we are with possession, the likelihood of a really clear-cut uncontested clearance that will go behind us is highly unlikely. So more often than not, the ball is going to fall in the space, in the void that we need to clog up. So a lot of players, it's unfamiliar to them, I think, coming into this type of level and being that brave and kind of stepping out your comfort zone as a centre-back, asking him to sometimes be 15, 20 yards inside the opponent's half is a little unfamiliar, but we ultimately feel like that's the best way to stifle the opponent, to control where the game is played, to maintain possession and actually to limit their chances as well.
Kentucky next, Marshall after that. Thoughts on what's ahead?
tough contests. 2 top 25 programs. I think, if I'm not wrong, both of them won tonight. So good that we obviously got the win. I'm sure a result for Kentucky on the road at Georgia Southern, who've had big aspirations this season, they'll gather a lot of momentum from that as well. So yeah, we know we had a stacked finish to the season. Obviously, with 2 of them on the road, and South Carolina won't lay down either. We know we've got a lot of work ahead of us, but we come into that point of the season well placed in the conference, and obviously happy to kind of bounce back quickly from the Georgia State result.
Good.
Thanks, gents. Thanks.